Hi ladies, it's Debs from Project Life Deb's Way. I've got another process video for you. This one is a use up old kit challenge. So this is I Am by Simple Stories. I had a kit, I've used it, I've just got bits and bobs, so that's why there's little bits of paper. So what I do there is I go through and I find what papers I need, and once again I have cut my sheets into halves so that you use less. I've only got one of the black cardstock and half of the cream basil, and I've also chosen from another stash just a green sheet for some plain green card. I've decided on some washi tapes, some glitz, some drops, doilies this time. I've used some punches, and I've also got some word sheets which I've run off on my computer because that all keeps the cost. I've decided on green ink for my edging. So my normal process is I like to have a stripe, some spots, some flowers. I've put a check in this time. You have to be a bit careful when you do stripes because they all have to run the same way. So particularly if you're doing a project life that you have your layout in landscape and portrait on the other side, you have to make sure. So I did find a little tiny sheet which the teardrops are running the opposite way. So if you're running your card 6x4 this way, you actually have, as you can see, it runs this way. So when it's on this side and you're doing your landscape, your teardrops are running the same way. It just makes your spread look that little bit better. Now I'm going to cut all my cardstock into my normal way that I do. I always cut all my cardstocks into the 4x6s all through, and I also am going to cut all of my black into my 3x4 photo mats, except with this I always leave a 4x6 uncut because sometimes you want a little bit of a bigger photo mat. So I'll go and do that, so I won't bore you, and I'll come back as soon as I've finished. I'm going to cut all my 3x4 mats that I need, some of the other green mats, and as soon as I've done that I'll come back and show you where I'm up to. I've laid all my papers out now, but I do have a few papers here that I'm going to do some overlays and photo mats and etc., which I'll show you how to cut. Particularly these two, you just need to cut 1/4 of an inch off one side and 1/4 of an inch off of here, and it will just give you a very small border. So I will do that. I also have one of the cream photo mats. I just want a nice border, so I will just chop the bottom off, and the same goes for this one. I will just chop this off so it just has a nice little border around. And then what will happen with this is one of the cards that was just bigger than the 3x4 photo mats, so it will actually give you that layered look. So I'll just chop these down and I will come back and I'll show you how they look once they've been chopped down to size. Now I've cut my mats down. I've actually given you a diagram here of I've just taken 1/4 of an inch off of each side, 1/4 of an inch off of these two sides, and I've done my photo mats. There is one other thing, making sure that your stripes run the right way for where you are going to put your mat. Now I also want a small tag made from the floral, which is going to go onto this piece of paper over here. So what I will do there, as I've already said about making your tags, I'm going to make a 2-inch tag. So just cut your piece of paper for your 2-inch. I always get my little template out cut your ends, put your hole, and because this is a very busy piece of paper, I'm not going to put a ring on it, and then I can physically, I'll just make that a little bit smaller. I think we might make this a 1.5 inch. This is the beauty of making your own tags. You can do them in any colour or form that you like. See, that looks much better because it's in size proportion. I'm going to trim the bottom off so it just sits like this on my mat. Now my doilies, I will cut them down once I've actually physically got them stuck down. With my cards, I did a photo mat for this one. This one goes on here, and these go onto blue spot onto this one. And there is the rainy dots onto that one. Now I'll put my photo mats down where I would really like them to go. Because it then actually gives you an idea of exactly where your photo mats are physically going to go. And that actually gives you an idea of where the photographs will go, just making sure that the mats are correct to where you need them to go. So there we go. Now some of these are going to have a couple of extra borders. I've got that one there. Okay, there we go. So now I have done this part of the process. The next bit is the really good fun bit where you actually put all your bits and bobs that you would like for. But once you're happy with your basic layout, I would actually go down, and I always edge my pieces, and as I said, I decided on a green ink, so all I do is I go around and I ink. If you haven't got dabbers, your little makeup work, because with green I don't tend to keep a sponge, particularly with these. You could also use it this way, but I find it doesn't give you a nice soft edge, whereas a sponge will actually give you, and you can buy cheap makeup brushes or little sponges all over the place. So it does make a difference when you lay your piece down to what it looked like. So I'm going to go and edge all of my cut stock, and I will come back once I've done that, and I will stick all my pieces down except for my photo mats. I've stuck everything down. I've made a few changes because as you do, you're putting your photographs down. As you can tell, they're all 3x4s, and I've just trimmed them down to give you an idea for once I had my photographs actually run off. Now with this one here, I've decided I had one photograph which I couldn't fit in, and this was going to be eye candy. So what I'm going to do is to make this stretch, I'm just going to pop him in there, and then I can put has a little bit of room to put things with, and this is how you can stretch your papers. Here I wanted some print to match up with that print, but it's not long enough. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to stick this down from side to side. Like so, leave a gap and put this on top like this, and then I can put a bit of something to cover that little spot which is missing there, which I think something like this would look really, really nice. Now I have found some feathers that were on some of the cards, so anything like that, you just quickly cut all your bits out. And as I said, with feathers, it's very easy to cut feathers, because what you do is you just cut around the outside. Do this very, very quickly for the sake of, and then for your little feather fans, just quickly cut out little V's, and you'll end up with your lovely little feather fans, which is, so there's your feathers. Now I decided I wanted down here. Now these are stickers, so I'm just sort of not going to unravel them. Now I haven't stuck my photographs down because I want to actually put some washi tape on things. Don't think I need that. Now I found some frames, so I've decided to use a frame on this one, and I thought I can put a little saying above, this is a clear sticker. I've got some love hearts which I haven't cut all of them out as yet. That was on a big sheet of paper that I found quite a few, so I've just sort of chomp them off as I've gone. So I'm sort of just fiddling around. Now with your love hearts, once again, you can use your punches, which gives you your love hearts in any of size that you wish to use. I think here I've just got a bit of extra print washi tape I found, and I put a camera here, some words. I thought with this one we could have this up here with some washi tape. I have got some flowers which I might use here. I've got some tags which I found which will go up here. Maybe I'll put some tags here. I'll put another one of the love hearts over here. Now I found with this one, there was too much black there, so I've decided to cut one of these, which came from, if you have a look, these are all the odd bits of paper I've got left over from when I was cutting all my stuff out. So I'm going to cut this one, and I think I'll still have a lot of that showing. So instead of 6 inches, I'll try it probably at 4.5 by the 3.5, and just pop that underneath. just to give it a little, to cut some of that area out. There we go. Now I'm going to have, I still think we need something here. Probably cut the card a wee bit too small. I think it would look better if there was something underneath. So maybe I will just cut like that, which gives you a better. So I've decided I'm going to use a really nice black love heart there. I'm going to use some more of the feathers down here with this. I have got some more stickers, which I'm not very, I might use that small little love heart here. Just to tee things up a little bit. Okay, so that's sort of my Euphoria bits. So I'll just put what I don't need. Now I do have, I've decided on some washi tape. And I may also, later once I'm finished, use some of these flowers that I've cut from my punches, which are here. I may use some of those. But now with my washi tape, because I've got quite a few stripes, particularly with this one here, I've decided that I'm going to lay that down, but I'm going to put, just to add a little bit of colour, a couple of pieces of washi tape, do my green, and just pop that in the middle, because this needs a little bit of extra, because it is what I class as the eye candy, which I always like a couple of these in my layout, so it's not all just photographs. So you can cut this off to measure your card. Like so. Once that is done, you can actually add your little sticker that you had. I find quite often with these stickers that they have too much white around them, so I do a little bit of a haircut. I don't mind fussy cutting. And I also just tend to go over them with a little bit of ink, which tends to dull those white edges off. Now with this one, we just need to stick our card down. I'm not very keen on these washi stickers because they are quite hard to get off the cards, as you can see here. If you don't get them right, they won't stick. There we go. And then I find they all curl up, whereas if you buy your washi tape, and then we have our little tag that we made. There we go. Now with this one, I'm going to stick always watch where you're putting your tape with these, because if you have it poking through, you'll find it will stick to everything it's not supposed to stick to. I find that very aggravating. Now that needs to have 1/4 inch chopped off to make it fit. Needs to have a bit of green around to just cut the edges off. Now before I stick my photograph down, I wanted a little tiny strip across here just to add some extra. So I green that down, and I will do it from edge to edge so that it actually gives a different layer. Then you can put your photograph down. Now I'm going to move that slightly to the side because I've got an idea I want to put something here. So now I can put my gold heart here. I'm going to cut my other heart here. This is where if you have sheets and they have all these wonderful, this was a sheet that had all of these hearts dotted all over it, it makes a very, very good thing. Now I need a little black heart, which I'm going to stick and I also think it might be nice to have a couple of clips And there's a card. So then you just trim all your bits off. So then you go down and you actually stick that one down. This one's virtually finished. This one here, I'm going to do this, but this is awfully plain. So to match up with some of my washi tapes, I'm going to put my washi tape around my mat, like so. I'm going to put my heart here. I'm going to do that, and I've got a little flower here which I might put up the top so it ties in with all the florals that are. Now this one here, I want something down the bottom here, which maybe we can do some flowers or something on that one. I also have another clip which I'm going to put onto this one. This one here, I want some washi tape behind. So once again, I haven't stuck my photographs down. So I shall put my washi tape all the way across at the top. I love washi tapes. They are really good value, because they really do give you that little bit extra. So bring that right across, because I want to put some words here. Okay. Now once again, there is an awful lot, when you peel this off, there's an awful lot of white, so I'm going to cut some of that white off before I stick that one down. Now with my camera, same thing. I would actually cut some of my white off the camera, and I will stick this down here because I want to put some words here. These are finished. This one here, we've got a love heart, and I would like some banners up here. Now this one here, as you can tell, it is quite plain, so I've decided I wanted to put a strip, and I am going to put a strip of the stripe, which I should have here. Now I haven't got enough of that strip, so it is very, very easy. Once again, cut it in half, tuck it underneath. And that will give you that little bit of extra. And with this one, once again, it is slightly different. I'm going to do that. I want some words here, and I'm going to cut the white out and tuck that underneath so that you've got some floral. Now I'm going to go and I am going to come back once I've cut all my bits out, cut my white off, and I will stick all my elements down, and then I'll do the last part with the words. Everything is stuck down, all my elements are down, but I also like to do words. I tend to, on my Word document, I just make myself up sheets of words, and then I can cut out what I want, and that way I can have what words, and you can use whatever font you want. You can make them as big as you need, and these sort of stickers are very expensive to buy, and you never have the right words. So I've stuck all these down. Now once again, I've got my trusty pen. I like to just make my words pop. So today I'm just going to quickly just edge them round, just to give them a little bit of extra oomph. So you go right the way around all your words. These little words just add that little bit of something extra. I also decided I didn't like the floral underneath, so I've actually put a spot, moved the photograph across and put my things here. This love heart doesn't really show up, so to make that show up, just give it an outline and it will pop off the page. The last thing I want to do with I love enamel dots, but packets of enamel dots such as these work out to be very, very expensive. So the easiest and best way is just get yourself some Nuvo drops, and they're like an enamel dot. You can also get pearl drops, and these work out a lot cheaper. So what I tend to do is, where I want them, I just pop them on the page. And they self round, which is really, really nice. You can make them as big or as small as you like. It's cheaper than working with brads. And one bottle of this makes a lot. So if you get it in your base colours, also you always run out of the dots of the size that you want, which is very aggravating. There we are. I think I have dotted all my T's now. And there we have it. You have got your project life, and you've used all your odd papers, you've used all your odd bits. Also too, for your centre of your flowers, I've just got some glitter. And just pop them in the centre of your flower. Once again, these flowers have not cost anything because I've used my punches. And they look just as good as the bought ones. And it's all scrap paper. Thank you very much for watching my process. I hope you join me again for the next layout. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like me, and ring the bell so you know when the next video comes. Thank you. Goodbye.